Alrighty. Are we live? Stop streaming. It looks like it's live. I think we're live. Hopefully we're live. We're live. Okay, welcome to the stream, everybody. Here is the final qualifying tournament of HW League Season 7. Going to have BBB Tesla taking on VM Tank. And it's going to be Chaos versus Norsca. So let's go ahead and cover these armies really quick. And for our blue player, we are going to be seeing Marauder Horsemen, Marauder Horse Masters. Looks like we're going to see, what is this, 2 Horse Masters and 4 Marauder Horse, or no, I lied, it's going to be 3 and 3 by the looks of it, so 3 Marauder Horse Masters and 3 Marauder Horsemen. Then we're going to have some Chaos Marauders on either side of the formation. In the center, we are going to have Chosen with Halberds backed up by Chaos Spawn, and then we're going to have Chaos Warriors with Halberds as well. I think I said Chosen Warriors first on accident. Now, other than that, let's go ahead also update the controls here. Since we're not playing battles, we are going to be spectating them. Get that speed dice down, so we got that smooth video. And looks like for the leadership of this army, we're going to have a Chaos Sorcerer on a Manticore. This Chaos Sorcerer will have Enfeebling Foe, Malakos Mystifying Miasma, as well as Arcane Conduit. And that's going to be rounding out this Chaos army, an interesting army that I quite like. Now for the Norskins, other followers of Chaos here, we're going to have the Beast of Tashnar up here, vanguarded in the front line, backed up by some regular old Norscan Ice Wolves, where you're going to have Marauders for the front line. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of them. Going to have 3 Javelins behind them. Then we're going to have 3 Norscan Ice Trolls. We're also going to be taking a look here at a Shaman Sorcerer of Metal. Going to have Scroll of Shielding, Final Transmutation, and Plague of Rust. We're also going to see Throggy Boy. He's going to have Fighter Die, which I believe is what it's called, and Foe Seeker, nothing else. Now, we're also going to have a big old War Mammoth with a War Shrine on the back. And this bad boy is going to have the Giver of Glory to imbue fire damage and melee attack buff and leadership buff. And then also Favor of the Ruinous Powers to give that constant plus 10 leadership AoE in an area effect that you can see right there. And, oh, 1 second, I guess I have to be hovering over the actual ability for you to see the AoE. And so that's going to be a very nice ability paired with the low tier infantry, and in particular the trolls help shore up that leadership. Now, go, good luck, have fun. And let's see who comes out on top here. Clan BM taking on BBB. Alright, so it looks like the Marauder Skirmishing forces are going to be coming out here from the Warriors of Chaos, and they're going to be having a counter battle here with the Beast of Tashnar and the Norscan Ice Wolf. So Chaos definitely has a mobility advantage here, I would say. And as long as they can keep out of, range from the Beast of Tashnar and so forth, they should be okay, and I think they'll be able to successfully harass them down, especially under the control here of BBB Tesla. It looks like his micro's on point. But Tank also another great player, so we'll see. Looks like he might be thinking better than keeping his guys too far forward near all this missile fire. But so far, minimal damage has been done. Beast of Tashnar taking a little bit on the nose, but nothing too significant. And the Northlands are just going to be slowly pushing forward. Now, this Chaos army is very well suited to deal with trolls, I have to say. I mean, 2 Chosen with Halberds, 2 Chaos Warriors with Halberds, and 2 Chaos Spawn. That's going to be a tough thing for Marauders and Frost Trolls to get through, I do believe. But with that War Mammoth and Throg in the mix, they may be able to charge down the infantry enough. Right over here, it looks like Norsca's trying to make a play, pushing out their Ice Wolves and Warhounds against these Horse Masters and Horsemen. It looks like we're going to be seeing a Malakos Mystifying Miasma going down on top of the Beast of Tashnar, though, and that's going to be a painful thing for them to deal with. And over here, we're also going to see some Frost Trolls coming out, taking some significant damage by the looks of it. Alright, Halberds are out in combat now. It looks like Chaos is choosing to take this opportunity to engage the opponent. on multiple fronts, and I have to say they're doing a good job here. You have Marauder Horsemen and Horsemasters over here harassing the Norscan forces, and now they're going to be pulling out before they take too much damage. Over here, see the Horsemasters and Horsemen have defeated the Ice Wolves, and it looks like now we have these Horsemasters chasing these Beast of Tashnar. Melkos, Mystifying Miasma once again going down on top. Oh, sorry, no, Enfeebling Foe going down on top of them. And look at that. Chaos, just like that, is going to take advantage and have complete monopoly on the mobility and mobile missile power here on the field. Over here, though, we're going to see that the Norscan Javelins are doing quite a lot of work. You can see these Chaos Warriors with Halberds already getting worn down pretty hard, but the Chosens have come in to back them up. The Chaos Spawn getting worn down, but hey, they're unbreakable, so they'll fight to the bitter end. Over here, we do see that the Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Shadows, got down on the ground. The Javelin started making a pin cushion out of him, but it looks like he should be okay as long as he just stays up in the air, keeps a respectable distance for a minute. And now it's a matter of seeing if the Chaos front line can survive long enough for the Marauders, Horsemen, and Horsemasters to win the backlines and come into support. Ooh, Throg getting in on top of that Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Shadows. We have the Chosen with Halberds back here. I like that a lot of his infantry has remained idle for portions of the battle, just like in same with the Chaos Spawn, just kind of keeping him in reserve until he has the chance to come in and get him. Over here, Final Transmutation going down on top of Chaos, and oh no! The Chosen with Halberds just ran into it for no good reason, and they're taking significant damage. That is a painful thing to endure. But there they go, trying to clog that gap before the Norskins come pouring through. Over here, Chaos has finally won this left flank engagement. Going to see the War Mammoth over here, continuing to just pulverize Chaos infantry. But over here, Chaos is doing an excellent job with their skirmishers. As soon as the unit's routes, they chase it off for good. And they're just applying so much leadership penalty to the Norscan stuck in this combat because, you know, Chaos Spawn and Chosen, they'll hang in there forever. And these Javelins are just laying in so much damage on top of the Nice Trolls and the infantry. And look at that, just a huge chain route. Both of the Trolls, all of the infantry, only the Heroes and the Mammoth are left in there now. And the Fire Discipline has also been good on top of the Chaos skirmishing forces. As you can see, most of them do have half ammunition left. So this is far from over for Chaos, even though the balance of power has been pretty harsh on them. And especially if they can keep up the pressure and like they're doing right now. You see, as soon as these Trolls come riding out, he just sends people in here to stay on top of them. Then I think Chaos can do this, just based on the numbers and the missile power here. And just once again, not to keep on beating the dead horse, it was just really good job keeping certain units in reserve. Whereas I was worried that Chaos's front line was going to be overwhelmed there for a bit, but it looks like they have come out on top, and there's really nothing to challenge them now besides the Mammoth and the Heroes. Okay, one Troll has regrouped. We'll see if the Marauder Horseman can get on top of it and prevent it from coming back. The Shaman Sorcerer of Metal is going down for the count. Over here, Throg and the War Mammoth getting a tear route on top of the, is that Chosen? No, Chaos Warriors. Chaos Spawn are running in there to help intercept. Enfeebling Foe is on top of the War Mammoth. And now the Chaos Sorcerer is just going to go after the Norscan Sorcerer. May want to be careful. We will see if he stays down there on the ground when the Mammoth may come in for a cheeky charge. Okay, there he goes. He's running before the Mammoth can close the gap. One charge from that Mammoth could completely eliminate that Chaos Sorcerer. I don't have any doubt in my mind about that. This is why it's so nice to see Marauder Horsemasters. They really are a very versatile unit. And just showing a lot of dual purpose here and chasing off enemy units, but then also staying down on top of... Sorry, keeping the missile pressure on top of units. Alright, Norscan Ice Scroll going to be routing again. The War Mammoth has Enfeebling Foe on top of it once again. It's wavering, and it may be going down very quickly here. Over here, Throg. I mean, I guess at this point it's not very quickly. It's the last unit alive along with Throg, so it's done its job, but I think this is where army losses are going to kick in, and in spite of a very strong start from the Norskins, the Chaos Forces just keeping their eye on the prize, and going to be able to win in the end. Hey, Beryl, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Hope you enjoyed it. And welcome, everybody. Sorry I forgot to announce it. It looks like my friend Iron Thunder, the man of the people, was able to fix that. There we go. Okay, sorry, just posting the announcement too to the announcements. But looking at these armies, I mean, I kind of, hey, thank you very much for the follow. But I do think this Chaos Army was pretty well tailored, at least on paper, in my opinion, to deal with this Norscan army. And the reason I say that is because they really just didn't have anything to answer the mobile domination Chaos had in that game. And by mobile domination, I mean you have the Norscan Ice Wolves and the Beast of Tashnar, right? Both very capable units, great at killing Marauder Horsemen stuff, chasing them down, eating them up. But unfortunately for these Warhounds and Ice Wolves is they were outnumbered 3-1 in every engagement they could potentially get in with these Marauder Horsemen or Horsemasters. And so 2-1 is bad enough. You know, like as we saw there, a Melkos Mystifying Miasma with a Marauder Horseman and Marauder Horsemaster charge can kill the Beast of Tashnar. And unfortunately, they just were very much outmatched in this battle. Like, the Beast of Tashnar, 0 value. These guys, 251. We come over here, Marauder Horseman. Remember, they cost 500 each, so this is the only unit that didn't technically pay for himself, but these guys made up for it. Marauder Horsemasters, 750 a pop, and they also just getting tons of value. Because, you know, if the Ice Wolves and the Warhounds try to chase them, they fill them with javelins. If they're turning around running away, you can throw down that Melkos Mystifying Miasma or an Enfeebling Foe and then charge into melee with them and kill them off. And then when it came to the infantry engagements, I mean, really bottom line is these 5 Marauders, I think, might not be a bad answer here. Like, clearly they're not going to kill Chosen or anything, but it's like, it's a lot of meat to cushion for your army. But unfortunately, what they were cushioning for were Ice Trolls and Throg, and they just did not stand a chance against 2 Chosen Halberds and 2 Chaos Warrior Halberds. The Mammoth got a ton of value, I think was doing most of the killing power there. But the Trolls just kind of got countered really hard, and once again, just seeing not a lot of value generated. And then the Javelins, although I think they had the potential, and it looks like across the board they actually performed decently. Once the Ice Wolves and the Warhounds were gone, boom, Marauder Horsemen, Horsemasters, easy pickings for them to just run in there and start eating up the backline as we saw them doing. And then I really, once again, just to beat the dead horse, VM Tank is a great player, and we saw BBB Tesla doing a very good job. And I think the key to his victory there, because we saw the balance power was super misleading, kind of like giving the Norskins a very serious advantage for most of it. But he was continually, as soon as a unit routed, just sending in horsemen and horsemasters to escort them off the field. And that is a recipe for success, because when you're fighting things like trolls, in particular, that low leadership, as much as you can, just make sure they don't stop routing, because they have that regeneration, and even though they rout low health one moment, they can be back a few minutes later, ready to fight. But let's see what happens in round 2, and give a quick 1-0 on that scoreboard for BBB Tesla over VM Tank. Alas, enough jaw. Let's get to it. We have Prague as the map. We're going to see Tesla on his match point, bringing the Beastmen against Tank's Greenskins. Okay, now, let us begin with the Greenskins this time. We're going to have the Deaf Creepers, along with 3 Wolf Rider Archers. Some Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers here. And then I lied, we're actually going to have 4 of the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. We're then going to see Forest Goblin Spider Rider and a Goblin Wolf Rider. We have Orc Boys making up a lot of the front line here. It looks like, in fact, pretty much all of it. So we're going to have 5 of them. We're also going to have the 8 Peak Loonies here in the center. Unbreakable Regiment of Renown. We got 2 Stone Trolls. And then for the heroes, looks like we're going to see a giant River Troll Hag with Spirit Leech, Aspect of the Dread Knight, and Doom and Darkness with Mither. We also have Grom the Paunch. Grom here is going to be bringing the Lucky Banner, the Axe of Grom, as well as Degradon is here in Language of the Boys. And then, last but never least, we have a Goblin Big Boss on top of his Spider. He's going to be bringing They Need Stabbin' and Slippery. Alright, so that rounds out the Greenskins, and now for the Beastmen. Looks like we're going to have 1, 2, 3 Centaurs. I love that. Warhounds with Poison, 2 Ungor Raiders. Going to have Ungor Spearman Herd. Looks like 2 with shields, 1 without. And then we're going to have 3 units of regular old Gore Herd, backed up by 3 Razor Gore Herd. The Butchers of Kalkengard, ROR Minos with Regeneration that cause terror. And then we are going to have a Bray Shaman of the Wild with the Cygor Summon and Vile Tide, Jagged Dagger, and Bestial Surge. And Morgor the Shadow Gave with both of his summons and nothing else. So that is it, folks. Greenskin Archers beginning to fire away at the lightly armored Beastmen infantry and mobile units. Beastmen are beginning to react now, and we'll see what they decide to do. But it does seem that the Centaurs are going to go off for a cheeky charge into the Orc Boys, and the Orc Boys are actually going to countercharge it and take some good damage there. And Centaur's going to be able to pull out without taking pretty much any damage in return. Keep in mind the damage on these guys initially was from missile fire. Alright, Greenskin's going for a very kitey build, kind of reverse of what we saw last game, honestly. Over here, Grom the Paunch is pushing forward with the Goblin Big Boss and some Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Uh-oh, Centaur is getting caught there, hit with poison. Looks like the bulk of them should be able to get out in time, but still going to be taking some unnecessary damage. But we do have the Ungor Spearman Herd diving in to intercept with the Butchers of Kalkengard. And Butchers of Kalkengard could do some nasty work to Forest Goblin Spider Riders, no doubt in my mind. Over here, Grom the Punch kind of getting pinned in place by Razor Gore Herd. We're also seeing Chaos Warhounds with poison going in. Now, Stone Trolls look like they're coming out to try and help out, so we'll see what can happen there. Because if these Stone Trolls get on top of the Razor Gore Herd, who are pinning Grom in place, could be bad news bears. Oh, look, here we go. Stone Trolls getting surrounded and charged by Centaurs. Stone Trolls are just pushing forward, trying to get on top of the Razor Gore Herd, though, and I think that's not going to be the best decision. I mean, I understand why you're just trying to get them there to help Grom, but now they're going to get surrounded. They're getting charged by Razor Gore Herd, and Grom is getting shot down by some archers as these Razor Gore Herd hold them in place. Meanwhile, over here, we are going to see a Doom and Darkness upgraded going down on top of the Beastmen engagement from the Greenskins. Looks like it's going to get a couple routes in there, but the Goblin Big Boss is already terror routing. You got a Cygor summon going down in that combat, and look at this, Grom the Punch. He's on the run. He was wavering for a minute there, but it does look like he's going to survive thanks to some Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers coming in to help out. Nope, Butchers of Kalkengard coming in to block off his avenue of escape, though. But man, Grom is a slippery, slippery boy. Stone Trolls over here did get shattered by the combined assault of Razor Gore Herd and Centaurs. And it just looks like the Greenskin army is falling apart at this point. You know, you do have a Waaagh going down, but across the board, you just see one Stone Troll shattered, the other Stone Troll down to 5 models and is currently routing. The Goblin Big Boss is routing right now. The Orc Boys, there's a few of them who are still alive and healthy, but I mean, just with how many Razor Gore Herd and Centaurs I still see on the table, I doubt they're going to be able to hold out. Ooh. Terror Route kicking in on top of the Bray Shaman of Wild. Razor Gore Herd are chasing down this giant river troll hag. Alright, taking a higher level view, you can see the Beastmen kind of getting their Ungor Raiders over here to start pouring in missile fire. They have plenty of ammunition and are full health, so it's going to be very painful for the Greenskins. The Greenskins over here still have a decent amount of their own mobile missile units, but they are running low on ammunition, so I don't think they're going to be firing away much longer. Butchers of Kalkengard still have 10 models, down to about half health, but that's still plenty of room to heal. Yeah, I mean, this has been a very nice game, and the Greenskins are putting up a very admirable fight here. We'll see what they can get going, but I don't know. It's starting to look a little bit more even to me, as we see a lot of these Beastmen forces waver and begin to rout. Over here, Grom the Punch is getting attacked by the Butchers of Kalkengard, though, taking some significant damage. There he goes, running through, though. Looks like he's going to be able to escape, and the Butchers of Kalkengard are actually going to retreat now. I think that's a wise decision, but unfortunately for them, I don't know how they can retreat. They might have waited a little bit too long. Oh, no, never mind. The Greenskins look like they might be abandoning that chase for now. Over here, Forest Golem Spider Riders, Orc Boys, everybody's diving after the Ungor Raiders. Butchers of Kalkengard look like they're coming over here to try to play defense. And I imagine with that charge, they should get a terror route quite easily as soon as they get in combat. Yep, there goes the terror. Meanwhile, Morgor the Shadow Gave stuck in combat. He really doesn't want to be stuck over here. You have the River Troll Hag, Grom the Punch, both attacking him with infantry support. Razor Gore Herd are coming into the rear here, and their armor piercing. The Razor Gore Herd have just been absolute MVPs here, doing so much good work for the Beastmen. And, you know, even in death, they will be useful, as the Beastmen will be having lots of fat slices of bacon tonight for dinner. Over here, Spirit Leech going down on top of the Butchers of Kalkengard, bringing them down to 8 models, so that will restrict their health to about 66% of its total. But they still have plenty of room to heal, and they still have that terror. And I mean, if the Greenskins don't deal with the Butchers of Kalkengard soon, then I think they're just going to have a tough time overcoming terror routes. Morgor running away from the River Troll Hag, and now in comes Grom the Punch and the Goblin Spider, the Goblin Big Boss, Stone Trolls and Orc Boys. And Morgor, if he goes down, I don't know. We will see. I mean, he does have these Ungor Raiders, who I think he is banking on being able to shoot down most of the rest, the rest of the Greenskin forces. But man, look at the damage he's taking. It is just not fun at all. Looks like Morgor they need stabbing on top of him now. The Butchers of Kalkengard just dived into combat trying to save him, and I think that might lose the game for the Beastmen here. Ungor Raiders aren't within range to support, and without missile support, everything that's in this current fight I think is going to die. Butchers of Kalkengard, Morgor, you name it. And now look at that balance of power just shift away from the Beastmen here. Alright. Butchers of Kalkengard still in there. They still have 8 models left. There they go, down to 7. Beastmen infantry trying to come in here to help make a difference. But I just don't see any terror routes kicking in. Mither going down on top of the Butchers of Kalkengard. Everything is chasing them now. Oh my goodness gracious. They're chasing down Morgor now. Morgor not going to survive. And that was quite a turnaround, ladies and gentlemen. VM tank coming back with a vengeance there, and I just don't see the Beastmen bringing it back from here. Which is the Calcan Guard, or letting me know they have something to say about that, but no, there they go routing, and that's a shatter. And army loss is kicking in, bringing us to an ace match. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think that Beastman game was played very, very well. They obviously, I think, started strong. Well, there were some mistakes in the micro early on there from Tesla too, and I think Tank had some good plays early on, but then the mid game seemed like it was going to Tesla very, very hard. And in the late game, as you can see so often, I mean, it's a painful thing, and you see it happen against the Beastmen. Morgor, such a tanky lord, so popular. And then he ends up getting stuck in combat that the rest of his infantry loses or something. And then the Beastmen are faced with the tough choice at the end. Like, I have these kind of mobile units on the peripheries that are doing okay and winning engagements, but Morgor isn't fast enough to keep up, and he is still stuck back there. So do you run back and try to save him, or do you just give up on him and hope you can win without the leadership? It's a tough decision. I think there in that battle, my hindsight call would be the Butchers of Calcan Guard shouldn't have gone in to try to save Morgor. I think if they would have stayed as healthy as possible and hung out with the Ungor Raiders, they would have actually had a stronger chance of winning it in the end there. But once again, hindsight's 2020. I'm the third party here, not microing any units or having anything taxing my mind. So easy for me to say, hard to execute. And I don't want to take away from the fact that Tank there, played it well, was able to regroup, reorganize, and get the W in the end. So congrats to Tank, bringing it to the ace match, and time to see what happens in round 3. And I don't know about you guys, but those first 2 games were not disappointing at all. So hopefully the third game lives up to the expectation. All right, they got ready quick. Right back to the action. Now, removing that army blocker, let's get to it. We're going to cover the Greenskins first this time, since it is our blue player's turn. Now, for the Greenskins, 1, 2, 3 units of goblins. Got some orc boys. Looks like we're going to have 3 of them. 8 peak loonies. Fanatics. Also going to have 2 units of stone trolls. We're going to be looking here at goblin archers. And then we're going to have 2 Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers. 3 Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers, with the 4th being the Deaf Creepas. Now, other than that, we have our heroes. And who shall the heroes be? Well, I'll tell you, chat. It's going to be 2 giant river troll hags. One with Spirit Leech and Mither. The other one with Aspect of the Dread Knight and Mither. We're also going to have Grom the Paunch over here, riding his chariot into battle, drawn by these wolves. He is going to have the Lucky Banner and Language of the Boys. So, for his opponent, VM Tank with the Wood Elves. Going to be seeing a much smaller army, outnumbered 2-1 in fact, and it's going to have the Wraiths of the Frozen Heart, 2 Deepwood Scouts with Swift Shiver Shards. We're going to have 3 War Dancers, God bless them, and we're going to have some Glade Guard with Hagbane tips behind them. Now, other than that, we will have a Glade Lord, or no, sorry, just kidding, the Sisters of Twilight are going to be over here. Are you kidding me? The Sisters of Twilight are going to have the Eagle Quiver, as well as Conjoined Destiny and Sethnhar's Tenacity. And I'm sorry I butchered that name. Now, we're also going to be seeing good old Ariel here. She's going to be bringing Berry Wine, the Awakening of the Woodbound, the Acorn thing or whatever. She's got Soul Stealer, Apotheosis, Greater Arcane Conduit. And then we are also going to be seeing the Lost Sylvan Knights for that Terror Speed Shot Cavalry. Spirit Leech going down on top of these guys. A nice spell choice. We'll see if an Apotheosis goes down there to try and help counter it. But Spirit Leech does kill models, so it would need to go down sooner rather than later. Alright, Sisters of Twilight with their anti-infantry scatter shot doing quite a lot of work on top of the Greenskins. You can see Ariel is diving forward to get in combat now. And wondering if we might see a breath once units start getting stacked on top of her. War Dancers are coming out to play. Stone Trolls are nearby though, and Greenskin Archers are going to be firing away. But War Dancers will have a heyday against the Goblins. I just worry about the Chariot support and everything else coming in here. So, there it goes. The Sisters of Twilight diving into melee combat. Lost Sylvan Knights diving in here to help out too. They're down 4 models and losing a lot of health pretty quickly, but so are the Sisters of Twilight, who are getting shot in the back by Goblin Archers. And I think, more importantly, they just seem possibly to have underestimated the Stone Trolls here, who are just absolutely smashing her to pieces. But there they go. Looks like the Sisters are trying to get up in the air. They do have that heal, so don't forget about that. That once they go below a certain threshold, after a certain amount of time, they will be able to regenerate it. So we'll see if they reach that threshold and are able to heal up from there. Over here, another Spirit Leech going down on top of the Lost Sylvan Knights. Berry Wine is on top of them as well, though. But now the Berry Wine just wore out, and it looks like they're losing some models down to 19 units. Over here on the peripheries of the battlefield, the Greenskins seem to be doing pretty well for themselves. I think these War Dancers proving to be a bit of a pricey pick that isn't working out the best for the Wood Elves. You can see they're just getting shot to pieces here on the peripheries of the battlefield by the Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, and now we have the Forest Goblin Spider Riders diving into the Glade Guard and the Deepwoods Scouts with Swift Shiver Shards. And Balance of Power is actually not too bad. It's pretty in favor of the Greenskins, no doubt about that. But you know, the Wood Elves do have aerial routing, or sorry, not aerial routing. The Wood Elves do have some Stone Trolls routing. They have Grom the Paunch, who is very, very weak right now. And one more shot from the Sisters of Twilight might be able to finish him off. And look at that, he's starting to rout. He only has 135 HP left. And can you believe it, guys? But will it be enough? I mean, everything else in the Wood Elf army is pretty much dead besides the Sisters of Twilight and Ariel. But man, Grom the Paunch going down there for the count. The poor man. Now it looks like the Wood Elves are just going to be sniping down the River Troll Hag. But fortunately for the Greenskins, they have 2, so their leadership should be able to hold. And like I said, what else is there for the Wood Elves besides Ariel and the Sisters of Twilight? I guess we'll see. I don't see Ariel too much in tournament play, which is surprising because everybody talks about how OP she is. But I guess it will be time to see how OP she is, because she's going to have her work cut out for her with this many Greenskins on the field. Not to mention the 8-peak Looney still being completely 100% healthy. They are unbreakable, let us not forget. Yeah. Sister Twilight's coming in here to save the Deepwood Scouts. Not a bad choice. Deepwood Scouts can fire off at least some more of their ammunition now. But I'm trying to think, like, I worry about this Wood Elf army in particular. Like, the Stone Trolls, Ariel does magic damage, right? the Glade Lord does magic damage, and I keep saying Glade Lord, the Sisters of Twilight do magic damage, the Deepwood Scouts do magic damage with their missiles, and Stone Trolls have that 30% damage, magic resistance, so I just don't really see a path to victory here, I guess.
You do not deserve to live.
Oh, Mither may come down. Oh, never mind. That was quick. Just like kissed the ground and got right back up in the air. Alright, looks like the Glade Lord is trying to go over here to Ariel. I think it's stupid that the Ghost Stags route to Cheesex. I don't know why that is. CA should fix it. Anything that is ethereal, like a ghost, shouldn't have routing mechanics. It should just, like, it doesn't make sense for a ghost to get scared en route. So yeah, I'm 100% there with you. Why is he shooting the scatter shot on top of the giant river troll hag? Alright, completely out of ammunition. Sisters of Twilight. It looks like... Where the hell is Ariel? Ah, there she is. Dude, if Rogue Riders were unbreakable, that'd be nuts. Oh, there it goes. The sisters got that heal, and I totally missed it. But yeah, so basically, I mean, we have plenty of time. They're just chasing a unit off the map. Conjoined Destiny. So as soon as they go under 20% HP, it starts a timer, and as soon as it goes past 30 seconds, they get that 1872 hit point heal. And that's a lot of health. That's going to help a lot, not to mention the Apotheosis going down on top of them too, from Ariel. And now we're going to see if Ariel and literally just the Sisters of Twilight can do it. And that's kind of funny. Enemy troop count 2. Technically, aren't there 3? Because there's 2 Sisters of Twilight up here. Yeah. Yeah, 4 counting the dragon, my bad. Good point. Alright, so Greenskins look like they're trying to play this smart. Keep their units pretty spread out from each other so terror routes can't kick in on all at once. We still have these stone trolls. Looks like they've regenerated all the way back up to their cat pretty much. Yeah, they're doing a little bit more there, but... Alright, Death Creepers getting into combat on top of Ariel. River Troll Hags are coming into play. Ooh! Soporific Breath going down on top of the Stone Trolls, doing a lot of damage. Not really killing models, but still doing a lot of damage. And she just got knocked back really far there. Death Creepers coming in for a rear charge. Terror Route kicking in on top of the Stone Trolls, though. Archers are going to continue firing away. I think the Greenskins are playing this pretty smart so far. Oh no! That bound Blessing of the Wood doing quite a lot of damage to the Death Creepers, who are now going to start terror routing. Still pretty high on models though. They have 42 models with regeneration on them passively, so they should be able to get pretty high up there on health again. Archers firing away at the Sisters of Twilight. Stone Trolls coming back into play too. There it goes, Sisters of Twilight beginning to waver, possibly going to rout. There they go, that's the rout, and now it's just Ariel, all by her lonesome. We will see if the Sisters of Twilight can get up in the air, but I doubt it, given the Death Creepers are assaulting them. And once they go down, we'll see if Ariel can do it. I mean, she is unbreakable, not like they're going to rout her, but still think that's going to be a tall order for just one hero. Soul Stealer. Alright, so this is the Twilight. Are down for the count. Almost off the battlefield, but going to get eliminated before they can successfully retreat. Alright, here we go. 8 Peak Loonies are now in combat with Ariel. Just doing their thing. Unbreakable unit versus unbreakable unit. Her animations are pretty crazy. Just watching this butterfly getting hit with sacks of fish. Oh wow, she got knocked way back. She's definitely tough to kill, no doubt about that, and as an unbreakable lord, that's all you can do. But I think this Greenskin army did a good job of just ignoring her until the end of the battle. Because if you spend the early stages of the battles trying to kill her, all that's going to end up happening is you don't kill her, and then the rest of the army is actually alive and well because you neglected them when you should have been focusing on killing them instead of Ariel in the first place. Three hours later. No, that was a very enjoyable series. This last army from Tank was pretty risky. I mean, the heroes definitely got a ton of value, but across the board, other than that, I mean, Steepwood Scout's got some good value too. But yeah, I mean, just a bit too small for me, in my opinion. Not enough mobility. Like, I really, for the Wood Elves here, I just like Wild Riders and everything. Like, I really enjoy the mobility options the Wood Elves can bring here. I think overall they do very well against the Greenskins. Their mobility options, that is. So seeing them focus on 3 War Dancers in the Race of the Frozen Heart instead of a more strong mobility game was a bit surprising to me. And honestly, she got a lot of value. I'm not going to deny that, so I guess I can't say she was useless. But I know she cost more than this to bring. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I think she did. But anyways, I just don't know. As tanky as she is and as good as she is, I don't know that she was the best pick for this kind of army. Tank is a much better player than me, though, and I'm sure the chat will have thoughts on this. I'll read through those soon, but in my humble opinion, this army's just too small and too expensive. Like, if you got rid of Ariel, you could easily get 2 Wild Riders, or a Wild Rider and multiple Glade Riders or something. Like, I just think there's so many ways to cheapen up this army a bit. You know, remove some of just the I don't know, just the elite infantry focus of it, and I think it would have worked out a lot better without this just like elite hero, elite infantry focused build. But just my opinion, my humble opinion, and I'm no expert with the Wood Elves by any stretch of the imagination. Whereas this Greenskin army from BBB Tesla, I like it quite a lot. I think it was used very well, and I mean, ultimately, I think this army loading into this battle, even though it wasn't something that was like a blowout by any stretch of the imagination, it seemed very clear to me pretty early on that it's like, okay, the Greenskins are going to be able to win this as long as they don't play it bad. Because they just kind of had their choice of where the engagements were going to happen on the battlefield. So as long as they didn't engage in anything that was like too foolhardy or overinvest their whole army into it, I think they were just going to win based on numbers alone.